Hey, what is going on, guys? In this video today, we're going to be going over some binds and settings that you should consider using if you play Fortnite on a controller. I want to make it clear that this isn't a video of my own custom binds/settings, and I don't personally use every single thing that I'm going to show in this video. I'm someone that really doesn't like change and taking time to learn new things, and that's probably why I use the standard button layout about 4 or 5 months longer than everybody else in the community. But the binds and settings we're going to be discussing in this video have had a positive impact on a lot of the players that I know who have tried them. Some of them are relatively simple and will require no adjustment at all, while others are a little bit more advanced and may require some getting used to. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so the first bind I want to go over is a really simple one that I think a lot of players should heavily consider using. So whatever button you use to crouch in Fortnite, which for the vast majority of players I'm guessing is clicking down on the right stick, is actually defaultly bound with two different actions, crouch and repair. This single button being bound to two different things creates a somewhat unique problem. In certain situations where you're trying to crouch while looking at a structure, the game won't instantly crouch because it's trying to determine which action you're actually trying to do, crouch or repair. It's very similar to how you can edit instantly if you have pulling out your building menu and edit bound to the same button, and that's actually defaultly what it was before you could change it with custom binds. Now, I'm sure you're probably wondering why it matters if it takes slightly longer for you to crouch. And I'd be the first person to admit that in a lot of situations, it really doesn't matter. However, if you make sure that crouch is bound to its own button, it'll give you the ability to crouch peek almost instantly, which is so much faster and easier than when crouch is bound to the same button as repair. So let me show you guys a clip of me showcasing this in creative mode. First, I'm going to show me crouch peeking with just crouch bound to right stick. Then, I'm going to do the same exact speed and timing of my crouches and shots with both crouch and repair bound to right stick. And oh yeah, just a quick note, I'm going to be showcasing everything in this video on console, just to prove that everything here works on lower FPS. So although this was a bit difficult to showcase without seeing my actual fingers, I hope you guys were able to tell the difference there. When it was just crouch on right stick, the crouch peeking was super quick and it was really easy to get into a nice rhythm while doing it. But then, when it was both crouch and repair, I felt a pretty evident delay as soon as I went to crouch as the game was trying to determine whether I wanted to repair or not, and it led to it being so much slower and just a much worse rhythm in general. You saw me actually shoot the ramp a few times, which I didn't even do once when it was just crouch bound to right stick. The reason why I think this is a bind that everyone should really consider using is because I don't know about you guys, but I pretty much never even use the repair feature in Fortnite anyway. And here's the awesome thing, even if you do use repair, you can still repair with right stick simply by pulling out your building menu. That's right, repair is defaultly bound to right stick while in build mode, which you can see on your screen right now. So even if you're someone that doesn't even crouch peek very much, I see no reason why you wouldn't want to make this super simple change to your binds. Next up, I want to show you guys an interesting bind that allows you to place traps a decent amount faster than the regular speed of doing it. So as I pointed out in one of my previous videos, placing traps in Fortnite can be very glitchy and frustrating to deal with, especially if you play with a controller or on console. People believe that one of the biggest reasons for that is because there's a slight delay between when you select the trap and when the game actually allows you to place it down. Now, I don't know if you guys have heard of this or not, but something that's become somewhat popular on mouse and keyboard recently is binding edit to two different buttons so you can then edit and confirm with those two different buttons. It's honestly pretty confusing, and I don't really fully understand it myself, but apparently it really isn't even viable on controller, so I'm not all that worried about it. But the reason why that's so important to know is because you can take advantage of the same mechanic to place traps faster, and this does work on controller. So by default, every action regarding traps will be bound to X/square depending on if you're playing on PS4 or Xbox, so the bind will be trap pick/place/interact. This is definitely comfortable for a lot of players, but like I mentioned, since you're using the same button to select and then place the trap, it's going to create a little bit of a delay. So what you can do instead to play slightly faster is keep the same bind on X/square, so it's still trap pick/place/interact, but then bind just the action pick trap to a separate button. I would personally suggest something like down on the D-pad since it's defaultly bound to something totally useless anyway. I think it's like squad callouts to be specific, and nobody really uses those. So normally you would open the building menu, press X/square once to select the trap, and then press it another time to place the trap. But now you'll instead open the building menu, press down on the D-pad to select the trap, and then press X/square to place the trap. So now I'll show you guys a clip of me placing traps the default way, and then with the new binds I just talked about. The difference isn't super apparent, but if you pay attention, you should be able to notice a difference in the speed. So it may take a little while to get used to, but that specific bind makes trap placing faster and also a bit more consistent as well. And it's not like you're even dramatically changing anything. The new bind still allows you to place traps by double tapping X/square if you need to for whatever reason. And the final thing I want to discuss in this video is colorblind settings. So in my last settings update video, I talked about how a lot of players are starting to use colorblind settings because they enable you to see through the storm much clearer, and they really don't make Fortnite look all that much different than normal. Apparently, slightly after that video was released, Fortnite made some changes to what certain colorblind settings look like. So what I'm going to do is show you guys a clip of me comparing no colorblind settings with the two most popular colorblind settings, Protanope with 10 strength and Deuteranope with 5 strength. I'll show you guys what looking through the storm looks like, as well as the look of the game in general. So personally, I use colorblind settings anytime I'm playing any kind of serious Fortnite on a competitive level. The advantage that it gives you for maneuvering and rotating the moving endgame circles is absolutely huge. I've kept switching back between Deuteranope and Protanope, so I can't definitively tell you which one I'm gonna stick with, but apparently colorblind settings vary pretty wildly depending on what brightness and monitor you play on, so definitely experiment a bit if you plan on actually making the switch. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you watched the entire thing, be sure to let me know with a comment down in the comment section below. Do you plan on trying out any of the controller binds/settings that I showed, or do you personally use any binds or settings that you think are unique and help you play better? Be sure to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, do whatever the heck you want, and I will catch you guys next time.